You also understand the impact of politics on protection of our rights, or rather, again, as I said, on what rights and whose rights are protected. And again, in your 2005 National Review article, you admonish liberals for seeking to protect their rights in court rather than through the political process. And you wrote, and I quote, in part, "It would be a very good thing for all involved, the country and independent judiciary and the left itself, if liberals take a page from their own judges of the New Deal era, kick their addiction to constitutional litigation, and return to their New Deal roots of trying to win elections rather than lawsuits," end quote. And of course, since you wrote your article, the Democratic nominee for president did win the popular vote in all 3 presidential elections, including the last one. So you describe the left as being addicted to constitutional litigation. But we all know, of course, on the right, we have seen well-funded groups looking for plaintiffs to bring lawsuits to advocate a corporate agenda. And there's little doubt. Let me just go over one example of the right looking for plaintiffs. In Fredericks, conservative lawyers sought to challenge the 40-year-old rule established unanimously by the Supreme Court in Abood that all employers represented by a union, including those choosing not to join the union, must pay for their representation. Overturning Abood would unquestionably hurt unions. And the challenge to this 40-year-old precedent did not appear from nowhere. It was, in fact, invited by Justice Alito in his opinion on another case ruling against unions. And while the attempt in Fredericks failed, when the 4-4 Supreme Court left in place the Ninth Circuit decision, I am sure we will soon see another well-funded attempt. And in fact, there's little doubt that Justice Scalia or someone like Justice Scalia would have ruled against the teachers' union in that case, and it would have been a 5-4 decision. In your article, why did you aim your criticism at the left and not to constitutional litigation from the right? What does that focus tell us about how you would assess such lawsuits if you are confirmed to the Supreme Court?
Senator, I thank you for the opportunity to address that. As I have indicated, I think probably 5 or 6 times in the course of these hearings the last couple of days, I was agreeing with a self-described liberal commentator on his own assessment, a Washington Post columnist. I was agreeing with his assessment. And I also have explained that, and I explained 10 years ago when I was before this body last time, that I've seen plenty of examples on both sides and really across the ideological spectrum of lawsuits that maybe perhaps better belonged in front of legislators.
Well, as I mentioned, I thought that was a very astute observation and agreement on your part that that politics do enter into who becomes judges and who becomes appointed and confirmed.